Alright guys, let's do a little Fleabay edition. We haven't done one of these for a while. So let's start off with Atlas. Start with shapers. Oh, first one up. New listing, Atlas 7B Shaper Tool Holder, $99.99, $195, buy it now. This is actually something that I'm finishing up today. After I get done here, I'm going to the shop and hopefully we'll finish a little recording of this build and or at least get close to it. I should have these listed on the website tomorrow. I'm doing these for right now in the same manner that I did the internal shaper tool holders. They want $195, buy it now, and free shipping. Mine are going to be quick and dirty, just like the internal tool holders I showed how to make, and I'll link that up in the description. But they're probably going to be just about half of the cost of that. You know, something. Let's go ahead and look at this now. This is an actual Atlas, but this is not all original. What do they say about this here? I recognize that as not being completely original. It just says Atlas 7B Shaper Tool Holder. This is a seller that's been around for a while. But let's see what he's got here. There's a couple, three pictures of this. Let's just look at the big pictures. Now this will be the standard Atlas, or the original Atlas holder itself. This is somebody's replacement. This is just a bolt that looks like they've cut a keyway and probably got a standard excuse me, got a standard nut on the bottom. Yeah, this is not the original top for this tool holder. This would have been a round one, I do believe. I could be mistaken. Let's actually go back and look at the catalog and see what a catalog shows us. But I do not believe that this is original. I think we can see, I think I've shown my tool holder before, although it is not a Atlas. It is a, I can't even tell you the manufacturer of it, but it's somebody's, you know, it would be the equivalent. But as I recall, it's got a big round head on it rather than that hex on the top. Yeah, see the tool holder on this, instead of having a hex right here in this area here, why that's going to be round. This is a very center page out of my book and it's falling apart. Let's see if we can get this up here to where we can see it. The top portion of it, right up there, that's rounded on the original ones. This somebody's taken and just taken a bolt and modified it to work with as a shaper tool holder. Now they're not touting this is all original, but that's you know, for $195 I think is too expensive, you know, unless it is a brand new manufacturer part. But that's completely wrong there. This is somebody's cobbled together. Yeah, see, we've just got a bolt there on the top. Boy, I don't know what's happened here. This has really kind of been butchered up, this whole thing. It's in no way in hell is it worth. Yeah, see, this has been milled top and bottom because they've chowdered up the tops and bottoms. Not even close to being right. I don't believe that's a flange nut, which the originals were. Maybe that is, but that looks like a washer underneath. This thing's been beat up and abused pretty bad. There's no way in hell this is worth $195. You know, this is this condition like this, I would say it's worth $50. You know, on a good day. Got a hole drilled in it so somebody can hang it up probably. Yeah, this is a butchered up piece of crap. The only thing about this is it says Atlas Shaper Tool Holder. That's the only thing decent about this whole thing. What a piece of shit. $195, buy it now, free shipping. No, it's worth less than half of that. So yeah, I'll have mine out probably by tomorrow. I'll have them loaded on the website. We'll see if I've got them sandblasted off. They're going to be virtually the same as my internal tool holders, except and welded up the same and everything, but this is going to be at least much more closer to what you would see on the factory. Down below that, 7B vise for a shaper, 250 no bids, 435 buy it now, $10 shipping. These people are smoking dope. Man, these are, I haven't done one of these for a while because I thought, well, there's nothing new, but there's a whole bunch more crap on here. This one's brand new seller, got no feedback at all. What's the description say here? Yeah, it just says 7B or Atlas Shaper B7 Vice S7-92A. You know, these vices starting bids 250. It's probably worth 250 bucks only because that's what they're bringing. This one's been chowdered up here at the bottom. Let's just look at the big pictures on these, and then you can judge for yourself. I believe there's supposed to be a roll pin up there, but that should be a flush. It should be flush with that collar. There's a collar on the end of that square shaft, or where it transitions to round, and then it's there. No paint on this. Chowder mark there on it. Top of this has been planed off, it looks like. We have to go back and look a little bit. Got some extra holes here in the bottom of the base. You know, I mean, it's an Atlas Shaper vise. It's, you know, I've seen some in a whole lot worse shape than that. Let's actually go back and look at that top view a little bit closer here and see what we see. Yeah, see, that roll pin would go through that collar, but that should be it should be flush. They replaced that at some point in time. If you look at that screw's all chowdered up in the middle where it's been drilled into several times. Been cut on this end. Yeah, this vise it's got no paint on it, you know, so it's been reworked, and it looks like they've run a fly cutter across the top of the vise itself. And usually I would speculate this one's probably been drilled out, is why or scarfed up pretty good, is why they probably fly cut the top of it and then put jaws back on it. Look at the screws and holding those jaws on. That one's all chowdered up. Yeah, this is something they've made an attempt to clean up, but it's kind of a piece of crap. This is, I'd say, you know, at the very most, it should be worth 250 bucks. Boy, it seems like I'm starting in just ragging on these people right off the bat, but these prices are way out of sight. Let's see, this one, let's see, here's a parts lot. Oh no, this is from a seller that's been around the whole bunch. And selling a whole bunch of shit. Let's see here. In good condition. Was in good condition, how come you're parting it out? Yep, no, nothing to tell us anything about it other than that. Top plates got corrosion on them, and this machine's been used and abused. Paint's all beat up and everything. That hand wheel's somebody else's hand wheel. That's nothing. You got bearing races and bearings that you'd replace anyway if you're doing wore out nut. Boy, look at that. Look at that screw there. I don't know what they did machining that. Maybe they're all machined that way, but there's nothing here you need. Why do you want this shit? Bunch of crap. Bunch of crap. This is the stuff that would not sell. These pictures are all the same. They're just different views of these same thing. That's somebody's hand wheel that doesn't go to an Atlas. That's not original. This has all been somebody's modification of something. That's all brazed up. That's a bunch of junk is what this is. Huh. Well, I guess I'm not disappointed by coming back to Fleabay and looking at the shit they're trying to pass off as good parts. That was parts lot number 2. Here's parts lot number 1. It's going to be from the same seller. It's going to be the same crap. There's nothing there that you need. Nothing. Atlas 7B Shaper tool holder, 247 bucks or best offer and $15 shipping. This one actually is going to have the proper top on it, or something close to the proper top. Yeah, this is an Atlas here. This is not a seller that I really recognize. He's got a little bit of feedback there. Very good used condition. All reasonable offers will be considered. I have some other tool holders listed for sale. All reasonable offers. Well, 75 to 100 bucks. It's like the big pictures only. They've had the pliers and the channel locks on the nut. You know, it actually is an original tool holder. It's certainly not worth 250 bucks. These are worth 75 or 100 bucks. That is all they're worth. Yeah, that's gonna be the originals, the way they're built right there. And mine will be very similar to this, except like I say, we're gonna weld on the shanks on this batch anyway, and we'll see what we can come up with. Oh, they're not worth 250 bucks. Not worth 250 bucks. These are worth 100 bucks in used condition on a good day. Yeah, these people are ripping you off. I see Fleabay has not changed a bit. Countershaft work step pulley, 80 bucks and $12.25 shipping. Another exact same thing. From the looks of it, it's probably from the same seller, 80 bucks and $12.25 shipping. Graduated collar, 21 bucks. Atlas 7B shaper gib 4 adjusting screws, $14.99 and $6.35 shipping. No. There's a clip for the large door, 7B shaper clip, that's 7142. Who's selling this stuff? Yeah, this is a seller that was parting out those other little pieces of crap there. So yeah, no sense in even going and looking at those. We can probably make this fairly quick today because they're selling the same crap for nothing. 2 grease cups. Now, from looking at this picture, looks to be 1 cup and 2 caps. So it's not 2 grease cups. Same seller selling that stuff. Yeah. Or 20 bucks if you've got a complete pair of them, but if you're just selling 1 cup and the 2 caps, you've got about 12 bucks. 40 bucks for knee wiper retainers, pre-owned, all squished down where they've been screwed down too tight, and they still want 40 bucks for them. Those are worth about 20 bucks. Atlas Shaper 27 or S7-72 table lift nut pre-owned, $21.99 and free shipping. Who's selling this one? Yeah, this is one of our wondrous sellers here. Let's see, I bet it just says used before we even get to the description. Oh, condition is used. Threads are perfect. Threads are perfect. So this was only driven by a little old lady on Sundays to church and back. Huh. Doesn't look like perfect threads to me. Looks like that whole outer corner there is rolled out. Castings deteriorating away around that bottom edge there, right there. Or else that's where they pried it up out of there with. Huh, looks like the inside edges of those threads are all rolled up. Doesn't look perfect to me. It looks like it's a wore out piece of crap. And yet we want 22 bucks. No. Why would you put that crap on your machine? Same old thing. Why would you put that crap on there? 7B shaper knee lock sleeve assembly, BD3-44, BD3-45, $24.99. What do I sell those replacement parts for? I think they're about 10 bucks, 10 or 12 bucks, something like that. 7B cross rail casting, 40 bucks and free shipping. See, that's junk they can't get rid of. That's the stuff that nobody actually needs, so why would you give them even 40 bucks for it? And it's the same seller. Same seller. Let's look at the description just because we can. Condition is used. Yep, that's all it says. junk. Junk. Let's look at the big pictures because we can. Awful brown across there. Got some chatter marks where it's worn back and forth. How come it looks like the bottom of that edge is rolled? No gibs, no retaining plates on the back. Etched down in there. Those are wear marks across the table where it sat in one position, or else it chatters as it crosses there. This is a wore out piece of junk. Wore out piece of junk. Yeah, look at all this. The wear patterns. Top and bottom. A little bit on its edge where it's been run. Scarred there. Been run where it was out of adjustment. What a piece of crap. I guess if you're foolish enough to buy this, you deserve what you get. Piece of junk. Junk. There's the shaper knee table lift screw, a 7-43, $24.99. That goes with that wore out nut that they're trying to sell for 24 bucks earlier. Yeah, same seller. What line is he telling here? Condition is used. Yeah, not even bother to try and lie about this. He's not going to tell you that the threads are perfect on this like he did on the nut. If you look at the top edge of that nut, up on the top end, you see little flat marks and marks that aren't truly, you know, it looks like they've been abused a little bit and everything, but they're still probably pretty much full diameter. You get on down there a little bit where it's been run in that center area. There's none of those same markings you see on the excuse me, on the top end where it's been beat up a little bit. These are just worn down in the middle. This is a piece of shit. Let's look at the big pictures really quick. Yeah, see, it's this area up here. You see, it's probably still pretty much full diameter because the machine's never been run in that position. If you look down here, it looks like it's a lot smoother, a lot more, you know, you don't see the rough edges like you see up here on the top, or the flat spots and things. Look down here and look at how smooth and shiny that all is, but if you also look, it's narrower. This is a wore out piece of crap. Wore out piece of crap. Yeah, look at how sharp these look. In that top flank area that you can kind of see. Look at how sharp that looks compared to what you look at up here. The wore out piece of crap. Good job on trying to sell junk. There's the spiral gear that goes with it. There's the yoke assembly. Yeah, you know, there's nothing here you need. Feed and ratchet gear. These don't wear out by comparison to the rest of it. This is all crap. I wouldn't buy any of this junk. None of it. I'm not even going to go and look at most of this shit. See, here he's trying to sell a clapper box and swivel assembly for 125 bucks. 75 bucks. For 75 bucks. Now see, when you get on down here, and we'll go and look at this because it's probably damaged for this price, but here's the, and this shows that they can't sell this stuff for the prices they were trying to get. Atlas 7B Shaper motor base assembly, $24.99 with no bids and $14 shipping. Let's look at this piece of crap. Yeah, see, this has been repaired. Been repaired right there at the, it's been busted. Who's the seller? Yeah, this is the seller that's been around. In good condition, but does have an older welded repair. You know, they weren't able to sell this for the $50 and $75 they were trying to get, you know, even in good condition. So now they're finally dropping prices on these. Yeah, this is junk. Junk. We'll go back and look at the description here in just a minute. The way that's flaking, maybe that's welded. It almost looks like that's a braze on there. I'm not sure. But it's, you know, other than that, it would clean up. But, yeah, I'm not sure. Maybe that is a weld. Probably is a weld from looking at how it's cut down in. It's a piece of crap. Yeah, piece of crap. You over-tension these, either trying to over-tension them or do something, get them bouncing, hit them against something, and it snaps them on that arm right there. That's not all that uncommon. But that repair is not going to be as strong as it was originally, probably. So why would you do, you know, why would you put that? Description says absolutely nothing. Doesn't say anything. Junk. Atlas 7B shaper handle lever assembly, $29.99, no bids, plus $14 shipping. Now, these were, and this is the same seller. You know, this is one of those, they were trying to sell these parts for $60 and $75, and they apparently didn't sell for that, so now we're down to $29, and $14 shipping is what the bidding's starting at. No description at all. So yeah, it's a part that they can't actually sell, so now they're bringing down prices on them. Got the original knob on top, it's got the rubber brake on it. Yep. New manufacturer. Crank thrown out at 7-15, $55 and $5.15 shipping. You know, that's probably not too far out of line. I have gone through, not on these, but on some castings, and I've restocked a couple of those on the website when these sell. There's going to be a price increase there. You know, the price of materials and consumables has continued to go up, and you know, I want to keep this stuff affordable, but by the same token, I'm having to keep up too. So, you know, I apologize for that. But yeah, when current inventory is gone on most of the things in the store, when I restock them, why, there's going to be a price bump on them. See, here's an Atlas Craftsman 7B 7-inch metal shaper base bottom S7-2A. They want $69.99 and best offer at $89.84 shipping. These people are smoking dope. You know, the base is something, if you're starting from a base, you're going to have way too much in a machine that may or may not work out for you, because there are a few essential parts that really are not available, and one of them is going to be table feet assemblies, the covers, which crack out. We've talked about that before. There's absolutely no reason to buy a base. Let me look and see. Yeah, this is a seller that's been around. He's been parting out machines, and you know, this is leftover crap. It's leftover junk. Don't buy this stuff. Main castings, you know, $40-50 a piece, pretty much in the door, because they can't sell them to anybody else. You know, if you really felt like you had to have a base, and don't get one if you've got a Model 7 and think you're going to convert it to a 7B, because you're back to the same boat. You need the base. You're going to have a new table and all of the things that go along with that. So yeah, don't screw with this. Leave them stuck with this junk. Countershaft assemblies, $160 and $27 shipping. Shipping is reasonable on that, but 160 bucks. Why would you need a complete assembly? 3D printed on-off switch bracket. This is the one that started out being so rare, and I had one on my machine, and we cast a few of those, and I've actually sold a few of those. Why would you spend $27 and $5.10 shipping for a piece of crap 3D printed one? That's foolish. Oil pan, then this one's been here forever. $49.99, buy it now at $15.99 shipping. The only thing is the stud to hold the smaller guard on is busted off of there, which means it was a fall over at some point in time, or it got whacked or something and busted that. It's junk. You can't. It's non-functional. Yeah, most of this other stuff has either been here or been relisted, even though I haven't done one of these for a while. Why I recognize a lot of these parts. Let's move on. Let's go see what we can find from milling machines. A couple of milling attachments right off the bat. There's a Palmgren for $199 in no bids and $15.95 shipping. It's a Palmgren. They work okay on your Atlas machines. Another one, there's a 10-12 inch milling attachment for the Atlas, $275 with no bids or best offer and $25.75 shipping. These things are only worth 200 bucks in excellent condition. I don't get it. Crossfeed nut milling machine, brand new one. If they're machined right, they want 33 bucks. Buy it now, free shipping. This is the last one. That's a fair price, if you're going to replace them. But there again, I've provided nuts before for different applications on these machines. I personally think that realistically they need to be fitted with a new screw too. I don't think just replacing the nut does it for you. We can look inside this nut. If you look at these close, there's quite a bit of chatter marks inside there, where they would just cut with a tap, I'm sure, but a little bit ragged for new manufacturer part, so pays your money, takes your chances. If you look at these close, and I'm not going to go back and look at them close, but there's quite a bit of markings in there. Maybe not quite as smooth as it could be. A whole boatload of pictures. They've been fly cut on this edge. Looks like they've been machined all over pretty much, which may or may not be necessary. These are the surfaces that you're interested in. I see quite a bit of chowder marks in there. So when you inspect these pretty close before you lay down your hard-earned money, decide if it's something that is worth having. New manufacturer parts, I don't have a problem with them at all, because of course I produce quite a few new manufacturer parts. But check the quality. Who knows what their tolerances are going to be, and what you normally find if you put them on your current screw, whatever it may be, whether it's a cross-slide screw, lift screw, whatever, you will find that some places they will be a little bit tight, but then other places they're going to be awful loose, and that's combination of the way these were machined and how consistent they are within specs, and how worn your screws are that you're trying to put back in them. So yeah, I see quite a bit of kind of chowder marks on there, chatter a little bit. So it's been around for a while. Just be sure and inspect them pretty close. Horizontal mill bull gear, 30 bucks. Buy it now, $11.75 shipping. I guess if you need a bull gear, why, that's not a bad price. There we see a close-up view of it. Now see, I'm going to need one for my milling machine, but look at the marks on that keyway and how that's kind of distorted there. I think we're going to see quite a few chatter marks on look at all the chatter marks on that gear. That gear is worth about $5. There again, it's a piece of shit. Cello's got some feedback, been around for a bit, condition is used. There's nothing looking at the rest of those pictures at all. That's a piece of junk. You can see the picture that the end of the teeth have been damaged from, it says deer clash, but gear clash. The overlap damage has been filed away, thus the gear could be used again. The gear could be used as a model to create another 62-tooth gear with the features necessary. The pin is fully functional and works as it should. That's a piece of crap. Why would you do that? No, 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 no. This is the reason. Now, see, I think I made a print of this at one time. I will, and I'll have my milling machine apart, so we'll just build new gears for my other machine. Atlas Craftsman milling attachment, aluminum vice jaw set, brand new, $39.99. What are mine? 20 bucks, 15 bucks. Let's go and look real quick. Oh, the 500A milling attachment vice jaws, I charge a whole $10 for. So you can buy the same set for $40 and $5.15 shipping. And I don't really see any difference between theirs and mine. Go look at these and see how much more magical they are than mine. And the reality is they're not a bit more magical than mine. One flat jaw, one V-groove jaw, one flat jaw. I do these both for the 12-inch and the 6-inch. You're only going to see little still pictures of these. Because I'm not going to give the guy the advertising, but they want 40 bucks and $5.15 shipping. Yeah. Alrighty then. Pays your money, takes your choices, boys. Aluminum vice jaw set, $39.99 here, or $10 from me for the aluminum set. Mine are bead blasted off, so they've got a matte finish on them. And you're spending $5 or $6 shipping there. Mine are a quarter of the cost, and I think they're going to be every bit as good as those. So that just shows what a rip-off Fleabay can be. I think I've also, well, I know I've also produced these in steel. I've got, matter of fact, I think I've got the steel ones sitting here. They're more money, of course, but I think they're still less than that. Yeah, see, they want 40 bucks for them. These are my $10 ones right there. My shameless plug. I'll link these in the description down below. Otherwise, they're just on the website, on the hillsgun.com website. Or if you would prefer them in steel, there's a steel model right there. They're beat out the same way. I guess I can. There's the beat out set of jaws. So, pays your money, takes your choices. I think that's part of the reason that I get so disgusted with Fleabay. There are still some good deals if you're looking for something special, know what you're shopping for, and you find a seller that has some morals, I guess is the best way to put it. You know, and we're all here to make our money, so take your choice. Okay. Atlas Craftsman XY, I'm not going to look at these. We've looked at these before, and these may or may not be the same ones, but here's a Atlas Craftsman XY rotary milling table and vice cross-slide 7x7 with vice jaws. Now this one does have the jaws. Look to be factory. Like I say, I'm not going in to look at it. Looks to be complete, $275.75. Buy it now, and $99.09 shipping. Right below it is another one with no vice jaws. Looks to be in about the same condition. I'm going to say, from looking at the thumbnails, these are probably both fair condition things. They're both used, but they're in pretty good shape. The upper one has the vice jaws, and it has the guard over the end of the screw. The next one down does not have that, and they want $549 and $49 shipping for it. These people, they're just... another one, just a few one down below that, no vice jaws, got the little cover, got both the handles. Looks to be a little bit darker on the top of the table there. Again, just looking from the thumbnail, they want $399.99 or best offer and free shipping for that one. So these people are all over the place. Now we're down into the same old crap that people, you know, Atlas milling machine support arm. That's that overarm that comes out. Here again, $99.99. Buy it now and $15.99 shipping. Go to your local steel yard, get you, I don't remember what they are now, 1.25 inches, 1.5 inches stock. You're going to spend half of that, and you're going to have the exact same thing in better shape than these are. Milling machine drawbar pre-owned, $69.99 and $10.99 shipping. I think I show those as out of stock right now, although I've got materials to finish out. If someone needs one, give me a yell. I think they're in that same price range. We can go and look here and see what they've got. $60 in shipping for a new manufacturer. You know, they want $70 for a used piece of shit. And I shouldn't say used piece of shit because it's going to be fully functional. You know, I don't think I could. We could go and look at this real quick, just because. This cello has been around for a while. Let's just look at the big pictures. What's the description tell us? Used condition with dings, dents, and scratches. Please see photos for details. Now, see, if there was no other options available, this would probably be an okay price for a used one. Show us it is chewed up a little bit, been beat up here, and it's been beat up here and here because the Morse taper socket or drawbar, whatever you've had, or whatever you've had arbor in the mill itself, wouldn't release, so it's been whacked with a hammer. So instead of using a soft mallet to do that, why they've done it with their ball peen hammer or their claw hammer, whatever's been, so they shattered up the ends of this. Yeah, there are hammer strikes there, and it's been peened over on the end from driving it back out. These machines have been abused over the years, you know, and I understand that, but they want brand new prices for them, and you know, those are plier marks or vice grip marks on the outer edge there. So maybe they didn't even have the right wrench for that. They just hooked a set of vice grips on there at some point in time and tightened or loosened the arbor. Yeah, I think there's not very many good deals here. Now, I say there's not very many good deals because I just got around and placed a bid on a couple little parts here as I was going through this earlier. Okay, here's a milling machine M1 402 motor belt guard. Pre-owned, $99.99. Buy it now and $21.99 shipping. Now this is going to be an early 402. This is like is on my milling machine. This is from a cello that we've talked about here just a little bit ago. Been around for a while. What's it say? Used condition, has a crack in it as pictured. Multiple layers of paint. Now see, it has a crack in it. That's where you run into problems. You'll only find this guard on the, we're going to look at the big picture. Oh, I remember, we've looked at this before. It's busted out here. This is a piece of crap. And that's not the only crack out of it here. We've got a crack there, busted, and we've got this hunk is knocked out here, it looks like. You'll only find this on the really early machines. Now, this one actually looks to be, from the brown, this may be a cast iron guard. The one on my machine, this hinge was busted off, so it's got a repair on it that was done when I bought the machine, and I've never changed it. I just painted it up and left it as is. You'll only find this on the early style machines. I will probably put this style guard and the other guards on my production machine that I'm working on, depending on what gearing I put on this. If this will fit, this is the guarding that I will use, just because I think this is more aesthetically pleasing. It's a lot more compact and sleek looking guard than the later model guards. So I prefer this one. Yeah, this one's busted out here. This looks to be a cast iron guard from looking at that rust. You know, you always question whether it's aluminum that's showing paint on it or something like that, but that looks like a cast iron guard there. So, whereas mine was cast in aluminum, I've done reproductions of this one in aluminum. Yeah, see, this is all busted out here. Usually you find them busted here, which is where mine was broken off and repaired. But mine's also an aluminum guard. Yeah, this one in this condition, let's see, this has been busted off here and they've re-drilled this. So this is all screwed up. You know, this guard's worth about 50 bucks probably. No way is it worth $100. Yeah, this has been modified. Now that may be paint chipping there, that may be a crack started. I think that's just paint probably. Yeah, this is a piece of crap too. You don't see too many of these guards. I prefer them. They're a nicer looking guard. Atlas went to the larger guards because I think they changed gearing on them on the later machines. So, you know, we'll see what happens when I get to doing guarding for on mine. It'll depend on what gearing I put back in. So, yeah, not worth $100. Another 7x7 cross slide table, 445 bucks or best offer. Yeah, I'm not going to go look at it. I see a hole in the top of the table and a few things like that. You can go back and look at them. Yeah, I don't see anything else here worth having. Nothing. There's a few things that I need for my machine, like like this milling machine plate, cover plate, and it's the plate that's got the gear chart on it, the little door. They want $40 and $10 shipping. I'm going to cast one of those out of aluminum. I'm not interested in that used junk. We'll pattern those out. Now we're back to the same thing. Here's cross feed nuts, brass lathe cross feed nuts, milling machines, $26.99, $28.99. Now this one says U.S. stock, so these are probably made in China. So Atlas Craftsman M6 500 milling machine attachment, 6-inch metal lathe instruction manual. This is for the milling attachment. Now, I just had a inquiry from somebody in the UK asking me about shipping one of my manuals. I think it was a lathe manual over to him. My recommendations on those, and I do offer some of those manuals, and I haven't worried about doing more manuals. I've got a tremendous stock of manuals that I used to sell on Fleabay. What I suggest people do for the most part is go to either the Atlas Craftsman list for the lathes and, well, for all the machines. Most of these are in the files section in PDF form, so you can download them and print them yourself. If not there, vintagemachinery.org has quite a good selection of manuals that have been scanned in, their PDFs. That's the way these are made. I always took original manuals for mine and cleaned them up and reproduced them on heavy stock just like this. And I did this until people started stealing all my manuals, and they were using my listings on Fleabay back then and things like that, so I just haven't pushed those at all. So now I just recommend you go and download those. You know, I do, if you feel like supporting my channel and my website a little bit, why then I appreciate you buying those manuals from me, the ones that I do offer on the website. But other than that, why just go and download them. And the rest of the stuff we're looking at, that's same old stuff we've looked at in times past. It's been relisted 8 dozen times. And most of it's junk. Nothing here worth looking at. I suppose we could go and look at lathes very quickly, although I'm spending an awful lot of time here that I don't need to be spending, because I've got other projects to be working on in the shop today. Yeah, right off the bat, Atlas new listing 10L series metal lathe parts manual, gloss protectors comb bound, $12.95. Xerox copy that they bound and put a cover on, and $5.85 shipping. Go to the Atlas list, download them, and Bob's your uncle there. Lantern rocker tool post and tool holder, 75 bucks and $9.40 shipping. No, they're worth about 25 bucks if you want to run a rocker style tool post. 10-12 metal lathe Gibbs screw clamp cross slide saddle. There's only 2 of them here, where you need at least 3, if not all 4 of them on your cross slides and stuff. Pre-owned, the nuts and the screws, $6.99 and $5.25 shipping. Yeah, you can get a set of these for 10 or 12 bucks, and you know, new manufacturer. I think we're about done looking. After I look at this so long, I'm just disgusted with all of it. These guys are such rip-off artists. And these are sellers we've seen before, selling a bunch of crap. Anyway, I'm going to quit here. I've had enough of this foolishness. Hopefully I find something useful here. Plan your purchases carefully and don't get ripped off by these guys, because they're, you know, for a while it seemed like they were doing a little bit better, but you know, I haven't looked at them for a while. You come back and look and they're just ripping people off again, left and right. So anyway, hopefully you find something a little bit useful here. Comments, suggestion, guys, leave them in the comment section for me below. And as always, thanks for taking the time to watch.